Hello everyone, this is part 2 of my previous video regarding Muritala Mohammed Airport as Africa's foremost aviation hub. I deliberately missed some points in my previous video because I didn't want I don't want the video to be too long and boring. So this video will include my personal experience going through Muritala over the years, and I also include the graphics of Muritala Mohammed Terminal 1 and Terminal 2 and the renovation that will take place. So as you're all aware, the Tinubu government has begun the renovation of Muritala Terminal 1. That's the one that's going to be rebuilt. So the experience of traveling through a developed country with modern, well-equipped airports and arriving at Muritala, which most times is crowded, looks disorganized, and it's very hot. The ACs don't work, and those that work, the ACs that work always blow hot air. So it's one of the reasons why Nigerians in diaspora rarely go home, and tourists don't want to come to Nigeria compared to other places like Morocco or South Africa. So I visit Nigeria frequently, and if not for the love of coming home to Nigeria, the airport really puts me off. And I'm sure that in diaspora will understand my viewpoint. So imagine you leave home, roughly 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock in the morning, whether you're in UK or Europe or in America, and you have a flight at 10 o'clock. I believe KLM departs at 10 o'clock from Heathrow. Airpiece is 11 a.m. from Gatwick. So bear in mind, you have to be at the airport, 3 hours before. So Airpiece is 6 hours direct flight, while KLM, Air France, and Lufthansa stopover at KLM stopover at Schiphol in Amsterdam. Air France stopover at Paris, while Frankfurt is for Lufthansa. So you stop over there. There's a layover of an hour, 2 hours, at times longer than that. And some could have a long layover, like a day. Like a friend of mine took Ethiopia Airways, flew to Addis Ababa, and they were there for a whole day. They put them in a hotel. He went sightseeing. That's the type of money Ethiopia makes, which Nigeria should be making if Lagos is the hub. So arriving at Muritala after a long flight, between 6 to 10 hours, depending on whether Airpiece or the stopover ones, your first impression is, the heat is the first thing that will hit you straight away. Bear in mind, you've been on a plane, for many hours with air condition. And probably because of Nigeria's communal tribalistic nature, there seems to be a lot of staff milling around doing nothing on their phone, charging their phone, which you rarely see in other airports. So you walk through the apron, you follow the crowd as they're heading towards the immigration. There's air condition, but like I said earlier, it's not working. And those that are working are not really cool. And I'm talking about Terminal 1 here, Muritala Mohammed Terminal 1, not Terminal 2. Terminal 2 is the beautiful one just built by Buhari. Very, very nice. So you go through the Terminal 1, you see, if you look up, you see the exposed wiring. There's no ceiling. You see the pipes. It's not a beautiful sight at all. You see water leaks here and I don't even try and go into the toilet. Smelling, stinks, and we have this weird behavior. You finish with the toilet and someone will be giving you a tiny bit of tissue, like they're managing the tissue. It's really embarrassing. You proceed towards immigration. You realize the escalator is not working. Bear in mind, you have your hand luggage, maybe a tiny suitcase you're carrying and you're tired already. You've been on the move since 5 o'clock in the morning. This is an experience I'm sure those in diaspora will understand. So you arrive at immigration, you see a massive queue, lots of people waiting. And, you look at the queue, think, are you at the Dumota market? and you realize that you haven't filled your online landing card, but the airport has no Wi-Fi. You're sort of frustrated, you're tired, you're hungry. You know, airport food is really small. Let me just give you that. The airline food, I want to say, is really, really tiny. They're gonna give you, so it's never filling. Terminal 2, the one built by Buhari, has the e-gates. That's very good. You scan your boarding pass on your passport on your way out, but I'm talking about your way in now. So on your way in, that technology, e-gate, is not available at Terminal 1. So you wait on the queue, you stamp your passport. After a long time, you move over to another queue, stamp your passport again. Doesn't make sense why do you have to do it twice. It's only in Nigeria that happens. In other countries, when you're coming to your home country, it's smooth sailing. You just go through one time, they stamp your passport and you go. So eventually leave immigration, you join the crowd for the carousel, wait for your suitcase, another disorganized process, and people stressing with trolleys. Do you want trolley? You say no. The other people, do you want trolley? People keep asking, do you want trolley? You keep saying no. You just want them to leave you alone. You pick up your suitcase eventually. You think you're free to leave the airport. You want to go towards your pickup point. And then there's a table. You see about 3-4 people, immigration, custom, the NDLA, and one green, like quarantine. And then you ask yourself, why can't they use, a machine that detect drugs? You put your suitcase through. As soon as your suitcase come off the airplane, they put you through the machine before it gets to the carousel. So they've checked for drugs in your suitcase. So why do it again manually? It's so embarrassing. There's a table. You have to put your suitcase on the table. You open your suitcase and they'll be putting their hands through, checking your stuff. You can get a sniffer dog to do that, or get a machine. You put your suitcase through. You don't have to do that now. It should have been done behind the scene. So that's just the way it's done, embarrassingly, in Nigeria. Eventually when they didn't say anything, they'll now be smiling at you. Oh, God, welcome, sir. Waiting you bring for your brother, has a family, you just want to go. You've been on the journey, for more than 12 hours. So going through Muritala is a stress on its own, but I imagine if you have there are 10 of you or 15 of you, you have 3-4 children, and you're going through all this stress. The kids are hungry, they're tired, they just want to go, and you're being disturbed by NDLA and customs, something that should have been done, before you pick up your suitcase. So it's really frustrating, especially if it's not a direct flight. Some Nigerians may not understand the importance of rebuilding Muritala Terminal 1, but it's very essential. This is an advice I like to give to the Tinubu government, actually. An airport is a security zone. Muritala has too many staff, too many people just hanging around doing nothing. Automate everything. Put e-gates. We don't need custom on ND, like I said, on the airport foyer. They could be behind the scene. They check the suitcase behind the scene. If they see anything, they wait for you to pick up the suitcase and they pick you up. Not that they're out there checking your suitcase manually in front of you. It's not nice to see. You're not meant to see them. And Lagos State government, it will be helpful if you have like the lag ride. I checked it one time like that. I couldn't book a ride online. You can make money from diasporas. Allow diasporas to book their ride online. The guy is waiting. He picks them up. And then make sure your driver is security vetted as well. So that's very helpful. Make it a smooth journey. So back to making Muritala Airport Africa's hub. So it has many strengths. Muritala has many strengths, and it's a potential African aviation hub, especially West and Central Africa. We can do better than Addis Ababa. Addis Ababa is so up north. We are in Central. Johannesburg is up to south. We are in the Central, so we can flights can link Nigeria and then move on to other countries. So that's why they're renovating the place. At present there isn't. You have to, if you're flying from, let's say, Heathrow to Lagos and you're going onwards to, I don't know, probably Douala in Cameroon, you have to exit through immigration, go through that stress I explained earlier, exit immigration, and come back in after you spend a couple of hours after. There should be a way, that you can stay at the airport. You won't you stay at the international wing. I've done that many times when I go through Paris. You don't exit the airport. You stay in the international wing. There's a big shopping area. You sit down, you have coffee, you have a drink. Then when your flight is ready in about an hour or two, you join your flight. You don't have to go through the stress of immigration, security, remove your shoes, remove your belt, liquid, you have liquid, you have laptop, bring it out. You don't have to go through all that stress again. So that's why Mauritania needs to be rebuilt. When it's convenient for passengers, airline will bring in more and more passengers for you. So I've explained the importance of Mauritania upgrade, in my previous video. Kindly check my previous video, and also share, like, and subscribe to my channel. So it's very important, to spend that much. It's a lot of money, but that money can be recouped in 3 years, like Minister for Aviation said. So I put a picture up there. I put a picture up there of Terminal 1 and Terminal 2 and the car park. So you can tell the difference of what's being done. Terminal 2 was built by Buhari, and this airport car park, which they put premium times pasted on it. So that car park will be demolished. A temporary Terminal 1 is currently being built. So after that is built, the current Terminal 1 operations will relocate to the temporary one that is being built now. So there's a temporary Terminal 1 that is being built at the moment. After that one is ready, everything from the Terminal 1 that will be demolished will be moved to the temporary one. And some will be relocated to Terminal 2 as well. So eventually that car park is demolished, and a permanent Terminal 1, Mauritania Terminal 1, will be built at the spot of the existing car park, which will be demolished. So a gangway now will be built to link both the newly reconstructed Terminal 1 and the Terminal 2 at the moment. If you look at Terminal 2 at the moment, there's only one exit and one entry. This is not good. There's a fire hazard, or there's an emergency exit. There's only one door. That's not good at all. All airports have minimum 2, 3, even more exits. So when they build a new Terminal 1, there will be a gangway that will link Terminal 1 and Terminal 2, and there'll be other exits. So if there's an emergency, people can exit without having a stampede. I hope all this makes sense. If you need more information, please make a comment, and I'll endeavor to respond. Thank you very much for listening to my short version of my experience through Mauritania Mohammed Terminal 1, and making Lagos, Mauritania, Africa's foremost hub. So I appreciate if you subscribe to my channel, share it and like it, make comments, let me hear what you think, and then let's discuss. Thank you very much, and have a nice day.